As the 1-3 Minnesota Vikings season just teeters right on the brink of insolvency, so does the future of head coach Mike Zimmer. And we put it out to you, the people. Simple poll question, no contingencies, no this, that, or that. Well, at the bye week or if they don't make the playoffs, blah, 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 blah. Just simple, black and white, binary. Do you want Mike Zimmer fired? And 5,000 Jerome's voted, and 69% say yeah. Even though I think you guys rigged it. I think that you did it just to... Nice. So, majority want Zimmer gone. Now, I am of two minds of this situation. I think the Vikings could firmly turn things around. Like we've said, we do think that they are the best 1-3 team in NFL history. I almost made it all the way with a straight face. But this team has certainly underachieved in some big-time spots, and they are a couple of freak plays away from having a much better record. So I think that this team is legitimately an extremely talented team. Is it well coached? I don't know. Because we've constantly, over the last 8 years, come into these reaction videos or podcasts or whatever, it's just like, well, the game was fine except for game management, especially at the end of halves. Crunch time, situational football, clock management, there's always issues. And initially when Zimmer came in 2014, okay, it's his first time as a head coach. He will get better. He hasn't really. He really hasn't. And that's always my issue with Zimmer. I think that he's a good man. I think that he's a good coach. I think overall he's a great defensive mind. But don't let good be the enemy of great. And we say that a lot on this channel. If you have a chance to upgrade from Mike Zimmer, I think that you should do it. And especially if you see that this team as constituted is in a Super Bowl window. And the Vikings obviously do think that they are, as evidenced by how many veterans signed on 1- and 2-year deals. The Vikings loaded up. They really went for the pin, and they went all in on the season. And so far, 1-3, not so much. And usually when that happens, someone's got to be held responsible, even though Zimmer in his press conferences kind of skates. He's Teflon Zim. That's how he is. And I know you could hire a new head coach and he's terrible, and then he's not as good as Zim, blah, 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 blah. But you take that risk. You do. And I do think that it is time for an offensive-minded head coach, and we've already outlined several instances where it's at a disadvantage to have a defensive-minded head coach unless that defensive-minded head coach becomes a all-encompassing coach of the entire team, a full-on CEO. If they become like a Belichick or a Don Shula or a Chuck Noll, it's doable. But since the relationship between head coach and quarterback is so like this, it's the most important relationship in all of professional football. The fact that if the head coach is not jiving with the quarterback and the offensive coordinator is actually the one that has a relationship with the QB, and if he's any good, he's going to be getting a head coaching job a la Kevin Stefanski, or if he's bad, he's going to be fired. So every 2 to 3, even 1 year, you're going to be getting a new guy who has to strike up a tight relationship with your quarterback, the most important position in all of team sports, unless you're talking about the 2020 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, then that's going to be an issue because you're going to have a gong show. Whereas if you have an offensive-minded head coach like Andy Reid, like Sean McVay, like stupid Sean Payton, you can keep that relationship intact for a long time. So it's important. So with Zimmer, I obviously like him as a dude, and I respect what he did when he flipped around that Leslie Frazier defense from 32nd in the NFL in 2013 to one of the best units, elite company for a couple years. But that defense has been slip and fall. They can't get up the last couple years, man. 2020 was just a train wreck. 2021, it's been pretty spotty at times as well. And unless that defense can bring back that love and feeling, especially his precious cornerbacks, I don't know. What exactly is he here for? And a lot of Vikings fans who want to keep Zimmer, who want to stand by their man, they keep bringing up, well, you saw what he did when he turned around that defense. Oh, he's the third winningest coach in Vikings franchise history. So what? Why does he still get credit for things that he did 8 years ago? Why does he still get credit for things that have happened in the past? Because the NFL is a what have you done for me lately league. And I think that Zimmer, since the Vikings blew it, a chance for a home Super Bowl in the 2017 season, it's been sort of downhill. If your apex is a wild card win on the road, there's problem. There's pretty significant problem. And like we keep saying, don't let good be the enemy of great. Zimmer is a good coach. He is perfectly fine if you want to fish middle of the table. But if this team has championship aspirations, ask yourself a truly honest question. Do you see Zimmer all of a sudden changing his stripes, changing gears, and becoming one of those top tier carnivorous alpha head coaches in this league? I don't think I do. I don't think that he will. And then the next logical question is, who would you get to replace him? Do you elevate Clint Kubiak, the Wunderkind, even though, he's just going to be calling offensive plays for 1 year? Yes, but so did Kevin Stefanski. That's working out pretty swimmingly in Cleveland. Also, he's so young. Clint Kubiak is 34. He's going to be 35. The Rams hired Sean McVay when he was 30. So there is precedent. Could he become another Kyle Shanahan, where they have the Niners up there as amongst contenders every single year since he's been there with John Lynch? Maybe. Or do you go get Eric Bieniemy from the Chiefs? Do you go get Brian Daboll? Do you bring in PJ Fleck? Forget about me. I love the NFL. I don't know. Maybe. But unless things completely get turned around, and the Vikings do have a track record of catching fire after a very slow start in the middle of the season. I mean, the Vikings won eight games in a row in 2017 after starting out 2-2. So we'll see. Unless things completely get turned around, I would be on board with firing and moving on from Mike Zimmer. Even though I'm not a big, hey, fire the head coach after XYZ game. I'm not on that train. That's very easy content. That's very easy to do. Just fire someone, right? But I think that Zimmer, if things go wonky this season, has been given way more than his fair share of opportunities, and it's not going to happen. It's time to S or get off the pot. And I think the Vikings should either S or indeed get off said pot if the Vikings don't turn things around. And it was reported that it was playoffs or bust for the Vikings. And I don't even think it's that. I think it's win the division, go far in the playoffs, potentially all the way to the Super Bowl or bust. Coaches have been fired for less. And what is so wrong about having high expectations, especially when this team has so many superstars, has so much talent, and is a Super Bowl window right now? So I agree. I agree with 69% of the Jeromes. Nice. That Zimmer should be fired. And if the Vikings drop one against the Lions, I think it could be over. Or if they limp into the bye at 2-4, I think it could be over. Like it could be. Andre Patterson, come on down. Maybe Andre Patterson as interim head coach, and then you groove Clint Kubiak into that job eventually. Why not? Why not? We don't want to miss out on the next Stefanski, do we? Yeah. But your thoughts and our thoughts. Should the Vikings fire Mike Zimmer? Put it out to you, the Jeromes. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull us on the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.